The greatest rivalry in college football explodes. Unbeaten number 3 Michigan goes into Columbus to take on undefeated number 2 Ohio State. We'll have it here for you on Fox, starting with a special 3-hour Big Noon kickoff live from the Horseshoe, all leading into the game, noon Eastern, only on Fox. I was excited for that promo. Holy cow. And guess what? Weird and wonderful time. Texans Commanders, John Ridgway on Dameon Pierce. Not allowed. 15-yard penalty. Commanders get a field goal on the drive and the win. Moving on to the wonderful Michigan State, Indiana. Sometimes, you know what? Life just works out. It's like my upset alert sometimes. You know, I get lucky. Malik Carr with the grab. Indiana, though, gets the win. Moving on to the weird. Purdue, pick 6 against Northwestern right here on FS1. Cool touchdown? Wrong! Penalty!
Oh, they take it off the board.
They take it
for taunting?
Yeah,
yes.
They take the touchdown off the board.
Off the board.
Because refs are the worst.
That is terrible.
Who ended up winning the game?
That is
Purdue
cool.
wins. They're 7-4.
Okay.
Moving on to the wonderful Hornets Wizards. Kai Jones, one of my son's favorite players. True story. He's got an autographed card in a pack. It's a big-time dunk from Kai Jones.
Nice.
Wasn't enough, though. It was only worth 2 points. Hornets lose. They're 4-14. Come on, MJ. What's going on here?
Don't blame him.
I mean, it's just a decade.
Yeah. I mean, listen, in the margins, hurts him in the GOAT debate. You can't deny it.
Wonderful. Sacramento State driving on UC Davis. This was great if you stayed up for it. A flip and a score. It's good for the bettors. Nick, do you have money on this one? Sacramento State wins it 27-21. And finally, the weird. It's Justin Fields versus Helmets. First time against the Falcons. That's a good play. The next one, his own teammate.
Yeah, that one wasn't good.
Wasn't good at all. I don't know if it's hurting his MVP case or not. Falcons win 27-24. Meanwhile, we're going to move on. We're headed to Detroit.
Speaking of guys who have no business being in MVP discussion, Josh Allen.
Handed it.
Yeah.
Bills dug out of the snow to get to Detroit, where they dug out of an early deficit to beat the Browns 31-23.
Oh, you found it.
Wide open.
Josh's one good throw.
Josh Allen.
That was good.
Had just under 200 yards and a touchdown. Bills now 7-3 and in first place. But some people not impressed, even though it was a W. Brew, were you impressed? I know this guy wasn't. I can tell by his mannerisms.
Look, am I more or less impressed? I'm certainly not less impressed with the Bills.
Okay.
Now, am I more impressed? No. But I'd say I love.
You're the guy with
You
the question.
asked for the question, and it says more or less.
I love what I see. How about that?
Why?
And here's why. I'm going to tell you why.
Please.
Because what I see with Josh Allen, Coach, he was hesitant.
Yeah.
He was a bit tentative, but you know what? I like it. I like to look at it as caution.
Okay.
All right, he knew I've thrown 6 interceptions in the last 3 games. People don't think I can change, the way I play. I'm going to be cautious, and it reminds me, Nick, of one of your guys. Patrick Mahomes.
Stop.
I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop because last year in a 4-game stretch that you like to forget about, he had 7 interceptions.
I don't like to forget about it.
And the next game, he threw for 200 yards, 206 yards, 1 interception, no touchdowns. He only threw 2 touchdowns in his next 3 games.
That's great.
But you know what? He was learning. He was learning. He was learning to check down. He was learning to take what the defense gave him. And that's what I saw with Josh Allen yesterday. That's what Josh Allen was doing. He was being cautious. I'm not saying he's as good as Patrick Mahomes.
30 minutes ago, you said
I'm
Mahomes
saying
the best
he's
player
following.
I've ever seen.
Yes.
30 days ago, you said he could be the greatest quarterback ever. And now, your only defense of Josh Allen, your MVP pick, your Super Bowl pick is once upon a time Mahomes struggled too. That's not a defense.
He's following in the footsteps. The defenses played Mahomes differently, looking at the tape. And it took him a while to learn as a young quarterback. That's what Josh Allen is doing. He's learning, Nick. And guess what, Coach? While he was learning, a run game appeared. Not a Josh Allen run game. A Devin Singletary, James Cook run game. 171 yards. I'll take it. Because now when Josh, look, they got a lot of season left for him to get it right, which he will. And now a run game is there when he gets it right. I feel good about my Bills Super Bowl
that's fine.
pick.
Well, then
Real good.
Then I'm just glad that we are now all on the same page. The Bills are just a good team.
Yeah,
that's all they are. That's all. So that's fine. If we're happy with gritty wins at a neutral site, stop for a moment.
Gritty wins. That's all the Chiefs do.
The gritty. Again, please stop comparing the accomplished nothing Bills to the.
How many Super Bowls have they won in the last 50 years? 49.
They won one.
You act like they're the Patriots of Tom Brady. I mean, really, they got one Super Bowl.
I'm acting like they've dominated this era. The Chiefs.
Chris.
Hold on, wait. No. Wait. All that I am asking is, if we are all on the same page, that the big bad Super Bowl favorite, prohibitive favorite Buffalo Bills with prohibitive favorite MVP Josh Allen, they're just Baltimore or Miami or Tennessee or Cincinnati. Any of those teams that are good. That's fine. That's what I've called them all year. And you guys said, not you Wilds, you and the odds makers said I was crazy, that I was not understanding. They had a quarterback that might be the best quarterback in football and an offense that can't be stopped, all of it. Now, in a game where they throw for 197 and Josh doesn't run the ball and they gut out a win against Jacoby Brissett on a neutral site, we're like, hey, golf clap. So we're all on the same page. The Bills are just a good team, one of the many teams vying to finish second in the AFC, which is what I've said all year long. You now agree with me despite oddly picking them to win the Super Bowl.
Your takes today are money.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach.
You are
rack that.
You are on fire because you're exactly right with Josh Allen. He's been going through this slump just like Patrick Mahomes did last year. He's been wearing the Superman cape every single week and realized he needed to take a step back, which he did. Okay, and the interception problem was real. That was an issue. Yeah. They didn't start very well in the first quarter. Now look, they had moving the game, all that stuff. Those aren't easy things to just transition to. But he was in a slump. He worked his way out of a slump. They got to win. They got to win. And I know for some reason in the NFL now we're giving style points for how you got to win. More impressive was the fact that the Bills' defense held up in the running game.
Yep.
That's been the issue over the last 3 games where they're giving up about 6 yards a carry and they hold Nick Chubb to 19 yards. Now, last year when we were talking about Patrick Mahomes and Patrick was going through his slump, you were all in for him making adjustments.
No, hold on. Stop.
No. Now that's a
No.
Coach, your takes are money too today.
Thank you,
absolutely.
Hold on a second.
Absolutely.
What did you say when Mahomes was going through his slump? It was the longest a player had ever gone before having a slump. Remember, we discussed it last year. The reason I reject this Josh Allen comp nonsense is it is hard to differentiate is the slump the real Josh Allen or is the good play the real Josh Allen? Because year 1, Josh Allen, terrible. Year 2, Josh Allen, below average. Year 3, Josh Allen, MVP candidate. Year 4, Josh Allen, not even a top 5 AFC Pro Bowl candidate, was behind Mac Jones. Year 5, Josh Allen has been good for half the games, awful for half the games. So the awful part's not a slump. It's part of who he is.
Can we also look at that Josh Allen also changed offensive coordinator?
Yeah. But I don't think Dable's coming back. That's great.
That's great. Saying, Patrick Mahomes hasn't gone through that process.
In the multiverse, maybe then Josh Allen's better than him.
But
in this one,
are we going to throw out those things?
No, because it is not about who holistically, if all things were equal, is a better football player. It is about, in the year of our Lord 2022, who do you believe in more? Who's been more impressive? Who's been better? Yeah, Mahomes has Andy Reid, and Josh Allen, Brian Daboll left. That sucks for him, but Brian Daboll ain't coming back.
I don't know where in any sports you judge it by like who ultimately wins midway through the race. And guys go through transitions. Guys go through growth. It's part of the process. So why is Josh Allen's growth any less significant than Patrick Mahomes' growth?
Because for Mahomes it's not
has 1 Super Bowl and 1 MVP.
No, it's not because Mahomes has 8 playoff wins and 2 Super Bowl appearances and one
Josh Allen threw 9
and 2
touchdowns
All-Pros, and Josh Allen's got none of it.
14 touchdowns and 1 pick in his playoff career.
I'm very happy.
That's pretty good.
I'm very, very happy for him about that. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, are you more or less impressed with the Bills after their win? And the Bills came into this season as the prohibitive favorite. And everyone told me I was the biased one. That I refused to see that this guy might be as good as Mahomes, is going to win the MVP, and that the Bills are the best team in football. And now, in the last month, the last 40% of the season, they've played one good half against Green Bay. They have blown a double-digit lead to the Jets.
They've
blown a double-digit
Kansas
lead.
City.
That's not the last month. Blown a double-digit lead to the Vikings. And then yesterday, gutted out a win against the Browns and Jacoby Brissett. And if that is where we are now complimenting them, then they're the Ravens. They are the Dolphins.
Why
are
do the
Bengals.
Chiefs get credit for their tough, mediocre
Because they've been doing it for 5 years.
wins?
Because they've been doing it for 5 years.
They blew out a
been
lot
doing
of
it for
people.
5
They
years.
seem like they used to blow out more people. They didn't?
I don't know.
'Cause now they're just squeaking
You know
by
what? Looks
the
like we're not
5-5 Chargers.
To my fun Buffalo snow shoveling videos, I had good teamwork. City of Buffalo, but we didn't get
I wanted to see it.
It was nice.
Can we bring it back?
Real teamwork. It was the whole city coming together. I'm talking Russ. After the